What if I told you that in just 7 days, you could completely transform your reality? That everything around you, your circumstances, your relationships, your success, could shift dramatically simply by changing one thing. This is not fantasy. This is the power of a universal law so profound that those who have mastered it swear by its ability to turn dreams into reality. Neville Goddard, one of the greatest teachers of manifestation, discovered something revolutionary. He taught that the secret to changing your life isn't in hard work, luck, or external forces. It lies in something much deeper, something that shapes your world every single day: your assumptions. You see, the way you think, the way you feel, and most importantly, the way you assume reality to be, determines exactly what unfolds in your life. And in the next few minutes, you'll learn a technique so powerful that it has changed the lives of countless people who have applied it with pure belief. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to use the law of assumption, Neville Goddard's most powerful principle, to manifest your desires in just 7 days. And this is not just theory. It's a proven method that, when applied correctly, works with stunning precision. But here's the catch. Most people don't even realize how they are blocking their own manifestations. Maintenance plasticity. They let doubts, fears, and old programming take over, and in doing so, they remain stuck in the same reality over and over again. Today, you'll discover how to break free. Imagine waking up 1 week from now and realizing that the thing you once longed for, whether it's more money, a new opportunity, a relationship, or even better health, has already started appearing in your life. What if, in just 7 days, you could see undeniable proof that you are the creator of your own reality? That's what we're about to uncover. In this video, I will guide you step by step through Neville's 7-day assumption experiment, a technique that has been described as one of the fastest ways to reprogram your subconscious mind. You will learn how to choose one powerful desire and fully commit to it, the exact method to shift into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, how to silence doubts and reprogram your inner conversations, Neville's most powerful nighttime visualization technique to impress your subconscious, how to let go and allow your new reality to harden into fact. And here's what makes this different from anything you've heard before. We are going to test this for 7 days. No vague theories, no waiting for months, just 7 days of pure commitment. And if you follow these steps, your reality must change. This is the law. But before we dive into the exact process, there's something you must understand. The universe is not responding to what you want. It is responding to what you assume to be true. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are having an ongoing conversation with reality. Your inner dialogue, your emotions, and the way you react to life are constantly shaping what comes next. Most people live by default, reacting to circumstances, allowing their fears and doubts to dictate their future. But Neville revealed a different way, the way of conscious creation. This is why so many people struggle with manifestation. They focus on their desires, but deep down their assumptions contradict what they want. They wish for financial abundance, but assume they are always broke. They long for love, but assume they will be rejected. They hope for success, but assume deep down that they will fail. The moment you shift your assumption, everything else follows. And that's exactly what we will do together in the next 7 days. So are you ready to take control of your reality? Are you ready to see proof that you hold the power? Then stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm about to share Neville Goddard's most effective method to make it happen. Welcome to Gritvation, where we bring you the most powerful teachings on manifestation, self-transformation, and success. If you're ready to unlock your full potential and step into your new reality, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Your journey starts now. Let's begin. Before we talk about how to apply Neville Goddard's most powerful law, we must first understand what it truly means. There is one principle that overrides all circumstances, one truth that governs everything you experience in life, and that truth is the law of assumption. Neville taught that what you assume to be true, deep in your heart and mind, will become your reality. It does not matter what your current circumstances are, what others tell you, or even what seems logical. Reality is not shaped by effort, struggle, or even external action. It is shaped by your inner state, by what you consistently assume to be true. If you assume that you are successful, life will mold itself to reflect that assumption. If you assume you are always struggling, you will continue to face obstacles. This is not philosophy. This is the law that governs creation itself. Most people live their lives reacting to what they see. They look at their bank account, their relationships, their career, and they assume that what is in front of them is permanent. They believe that their reality is something they must fight against, something external they have little control over. But Neville revealed a secret that changes everything. Reality is not something happening to you, it is something happening through you. Right now, you are assuming many things without realizing it. You assume certain things about yourself, about others, about life. These silent assumptions, the ones you repeat daily in your mind, become the blueprint for your reality. If you assume that success is difficult, it will be. If you assume that love is hard to find, it will be. If you assume that you are always lucky, opportunities will naturally flow to you. This is the power of assumption. It overrides everything else. Many people confuse the law of assumption with mere wishful thinking. They believe that just wanting something is enough. But there is a difference between wanting and assuming. Wanting acknowledges lack. Assumption acknowledges possession. If you want something, you are stating to the universe that you do not have it. But when you assume it is already yours, reality has no choice but to conform. Imagine two people applying for the same job. One assumes that they are the perfect candidate, that they belong in the role, and that success is inevitable. The other assumes that they might not be qualified, that competition is tough, and that rejection is likely. Even before the interview begins, their realities are already shaping themselves around these assumptions. The first person enters the room with confidence, presence, and certainty. The second carries hesitation, fear, and self-doubt. The outcome will almost always reflect their dominant assumptions. Neville explained that the outer world is nothing but a reflection of the inner world. People who assume they are loved, respected, and successful will see evidence of it everywhere. Those who assume life is unfair, that they are victims of circumstance, will continue to face struggle. This is why assumption is so powerful. It dictates what shows up in your life, down to the smallest detail. Think of assumption like a seed planted in the soil of your mind. The moment you assume something is true, whether good or bad, you've planted that seed. Over time, with repetition and feeling, it grows into a full reality. You do not need to force it. You do not need to fight for it. You simply need to hold the assumption long enough for it to take root. This is where most people fail. They assume something new for a few days, but then they look at their current reality and let doubt creep in. They assume wealth, but then check their bank account and assume lack. They assume love, but then overanalyze a conversation and assume rejection. This back and forth cancels the process. Neville was clear. Once you assume something, you must persist in that assumption until it hardens into fact. It does not matter what the world looks like right now. It does not matter what logic or reason tells you. The only thing that matters is what you assume to be true. The world must bend to match it. This is not hope. This is law. Some of the greatest minds in history have unknowingly applied this principle. Look at successful people, those who seem to attract opportunities effortlessly. They do not walk around doubting themselves. They do not question whether they deserve success. They assume that they are meant for greatness. They assume that things work in their favor. And because they assume it, life gives them the proof. On the other hand, those who struggle often assume struggle as their identity. They expect difficulties. They expect things to go wrong. They assume that success is for others, not for them. And so their world reflects those assumptions back to them over and over again. Neville did not say you must try to assume. He did not say you must convince yourself. He simply said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and it will become reality. If you truly believe something is already yours, you will think, speak, and act from that place. There will be no resistance, no questioning, no need for proof, because you already know it is done. So how do you begin applying the law of assumption right now? The first step is to become aware of your current assumptions. Ask yourself, what do I assume about my life every day? What do I assume about myself? What do I assume about money, relationships, success, health? Your answers will reveal exactly why your life looks the way it does. Once you identify these assumptions, the next step is to consciously replace them with new empowering ones. Choose one area of your life you want to change and make a firm decision to assume a new reality. Not wish for it, not hope for it. Assume it. The key is to live from the end result as if it is already true. If you assume wealth, act and feel as someone who is already financially secure. If you assume love, carry yourself as someone who is deeply loved and valued. If you assume success, move through life as if success is inevitable. This is not pretending. This is stepping into the reality you are creating. Neville often told his students, you must dare to assume, you must claim it as yours. Because the moment you do, the universe rearranges itself to match that assumption. Opportunities, people, and events begin aligning in ways you could never predict. It is not magic, it is law. Many people ask, how long does it take to see results? The answer is simple, as long as it takes for you to fully assume it. Some see results within hours, others within days. The speed depends on how unwavering your assumption is. The stronger your belief, the faster your reality shifts. This is why Neville's teachings are so powerful. They strip away the idea that manifestation is complicated, that you must follow countless techniques or wait years to see change. In reality, there is only one rule. What you assume, you become. Your life as it exists right now is a perfect reflection of what you have assumed up until this point. And if you want something different, you must assume something different. Not tomorrow, not next month, right now, because the moment you do, everything changes. The question is not whether this works. The question is, will you commit to it? For the next 7 days, you are going to test the most powerful law Neville Goddard taught, the law of assumption. This is not about hoping or wishing. This is about stepping into a new reality and refusing to accept anything less. For 1 week, you will live as if your desire is already fulfilled. You will think from it, feel from it, and assume it with absolute certainty. You will not check for evidence. You will not question whether it is working. You will not allow doubt to enter your mind. You will commit fully, because 7 days is all it takes to shift consciousness. Why 7 days? Because the mind is easily conditioned. It only takes a few days for new assumptions to take root. Most people live in a cycle of unconscious assumptions, repeating the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and experiencing the same results. But the moment you break this cycle, the moment you deliberately assume a new state, reality begins to shift. Small shifts in belief create massive changes. You do not need years of effort. You do not need external validation. You simply need to assume differently and persist. What happens when you commit for 7 days? The old reality loses its grip and the new one takes form. You begin to see proof, coincidences, unexpected opportunities, and signs confirming your assumption. But none of this will happen unless you take the first step. Step 1. Choose one specific desire. Clarity is everything. A vague desire creates vague results. If you are unclear about what you want, reality cannot reflect it back to you. Pick one thing, just one, not 10, not 5. One specific desire that truly matters to you. It could be financial freedom, a relationship, health, success, whatever you deeply want. But it must be clear. Do not say, I want more money. How much? Do not say, I want love. With who? The universe responds to precision. Once you decide, make a firm commitment. For the next 7 days, this is your reality. You are not wishing for it. You are assuming it is already done. Every thought, every feeling, every inner conversation must align with this one assumption. Step 2, the power of living in the end. Neville's greatest teaching was simple: live in the end. This means you stop hoping and start assuming. You no longer see your desire as something in the future. It is already yours. You feel it. You think from it. You act as if it is already done. Ask yourself, if this were already true, how would I feel? How would I think? How would I act? Carry that energy throughout your day. When doubt arises, remind yourself, it is done. When the old reality tries to pull you back, reaffirm, I already have it. This is not about pretending. It is about stepping into the version of you that already has what you want. If you want financial freedom, assume it. If you want love, assume it. If you want success, assume it. The outer world will follow. Step 3, mental reality and inner conversations. Your inner dialogue creates your reality. Most people sabotage themselves with unconscious negative self-talk. They assume failure, rejection, and struggle without realizing it. But you can change this instantly. Throughout the day, observe your thoughts. Are they aligned with your assumption? If not, replace them. If your mind says, this won't work, shift it to, it is already done. If you catch yourself doubting, immediately reaffirm your assumption. A simple technique: every night, mentally rehearse your success. See yourself living the life you desire. Hear the conversations that confirm it. Feel the emotions of already having it. Let these inner conversations become your dominant state. Step 4. The SATS, state akin to sleep method. Neville's most powerful technique is SATS, state akin to sleep. This is where real transformation happens. Why? Because in this drowsy state before sleep, the subconscious is most receptive. Every night, as you lie in bed, close your eyes and enter a relaxed state. Now, visualize your desires as if it is already fulfilled. Make it vivid. Hear the sounds, feel the emotions, see the details. Most importantly, fall asleep in the assumption that it is already done. Your subconscious does not question, it accepts whatever you impress upon it. By doing this nightly, you bypass resistance and implant your assumption deep into your mind. The more you do it, the faster it manifests. Step 5. Ignore the 3D reality. Detaching from the outcome, this is where most people fail. They assume for a day or two, then look around and see no change. And then they doubt. They worry. They go back to their old assumptions. Neville was clear. Ignore the 3D world, persist, and it will harden into fact. Your external reality is just a reflection of past assumptions. Do not let it dictate your new ones. If you assume wealth but your bank account shows otherwise, ignore it. If you assume love but see no change, ignore it. The world is catching up. Stay firm. Reality must shift. It has no choice. Real-life success stories, proof that it works. Thousands have applied this method with life-changing results. People have manifested unexpected money, dream jobs, perfect relationships, and miraculous healings, all by assuming. One man tested this for 7 days by assuming he had already received a job offer. He walked, talked, and felt as if it was done. On the 7th day, he received the call, offer in hand. A woman assumed for 7 days that her lost love had returned. She spoke in her mind as if they were already together. A week later, he unexpectedly reached out, confessing his feelings. These are not accidents. This is law, and it will work for you if you commit. Common mistakes and how to fix them. Why do most people fail? 3 reasons. 1, doubt. They assume for a few days, then question if it is working. Doubt cancels manifestation. Solution: persist. 2, focusing on lack. They spend more time noticing what is missing than assuming it is done. Solution: live in the end. 3, giving up too soon. They expect instant results and quit when they do not see them. Solution: ignore the 3D. Stay firm. If you truly commit for 7 days, if you fully assume without doubt, without looking for proof, without questioning, it will manifest. This is not magic. This is not chance. This is law. Your only job is to assume, and the universe will take care of the rest. Everything you desire is already within your reach. The only thing standing between you and your new reality is your assumption. For the past 7 days, you have learned to choose a specific desire, live in the end, control your inner conversations, use the SATS method, and ignore the 3D reality. These are not just techniques. They are the keys to unlocking the life you want. Your assumptions create your reality. The moment you accept this truth and persist, everything changes. No matter what your current circumstances look like, they have no power over you unless you allow them to. You are not bound by your past. You are not limited by what you see. You are only limited by what you assume to be true. Change your assumption, and your world must follow. Now it's time to take action. Try the 7-day experiment for yourself. Assume your wish is already fulfilled and do not waver. Trust the process. Believe in the unseen. And when you see results, because you will, share your experience in the comments. Let us know how this worked for you. If you're ready to transform your life, start now. Like this video, subscribe to Gritvation, and step into your new reality. The power is in your hands.